going on, everybody? Just want to let you know our sponsors going forward for our future episodes. We are sponsored by Red Clover Coffee. So if you go to redclovercoffee.com and type in code IWP at checkout, you'll save 10% site-wide. Also, we are sponsored by Performance Supplements. So if you go over to performancesup.com and type in code IWP at checkout, you'll save 15% site-wide. And our third sponsor is we are sponsored by Crunch Fitness up here in Northern California. Thank you, guys.
So welcome back, everybody. This one on this for this episode, we are going to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo and what he has been doing, what he's been a part of, and as far as helping over there with the earthquake that happened in Marrakech over there in Morocco. Now, I'm going to go straight to it because even when it came out and posted, it was very public. Everybody was jumping on it, and I was reading more into the articles and a little bit more behind the scenes on it. So I wanted to touch base first thing about his hotel that he has out there, okay? Now, again, when I do these videos, I have my notes pulled up in front of me. I've got everything that I can read off of, okay? So his Hotel Pestana, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. If I'm not, just let me know in the comments, okay? So Cristiano Ronaldo did not extend an offer of refuge to victims of the Morocco earthquake. Now, when it first came out, supposedly within that 12 to 15 hour time frame, everybody was under the assumption that, you know, he opened up his hotel and got it accepted to be a refugee site. I believe it was 174 rooms or 178 rooms. I don't remember. But apparently now that is not the case. So, and it's not to say that he's not doing anything to help, but I'll go a little bit further into this for you guys, okay? It says, however, some people actually stayed at the hotel after the event. The recent earthquake in Morocco resulted in at least 2,600 plus fatalities and was the most severe one in the country in over 60 years. Now, I did read a few articles saying that there's upwards of 2,700, 2,900 people killed, you know, a very unfortunate event. And in some articles, they were even saying that it was the most devastation that they've had in over a century. So the recent earthquake, like I was saying, it was like the most severe one that this place is calling in 60 years. Okay, now this is from, I believe this article is from Al Jazeera, which is also another good website too to get a lot of that like European stuff as well. Okay, so they said that they're as they were writing this article, rescue efforts are ongoing, especially in the remote areas where access is hindered in the block roads. If you can go online and look at the pictures and the videos, I'll try to see if I can clip some things in here for you guys as well, because there's cars washed up on berms. I mean, the place is, you know, complete hazard area as far as trying to get in and out of places. It's, you know, there's a lot of people helping, of course. Even Cristiano Ronaldo donated $1 million himself to help out. I know some people are going to say, wow, only $1 million. Excuse me. I get it. You know, something is better than none. And he did open up the hotel, but it wasn't a 100% refuge site. But people were allowed to stay there. Now, is that for free or did they pay for something? I'm going to go off the assumption that they ended up having to pay. Who knows? Maybe a discount price. I'm not too sure. I haven't found out yet. So, touching base back on his hotel supposedly opening up for a refuge site, they said that a rumor spread on various social media accounts and websites that Cristiano Ronaldo, who is obviously the international soccer star, invited victims of the Moroccan earthquake to his hotel in Marrakech. Ronaldo has made his hotel Pestana CR7 available to provide shelter to those affected by the earthquake in Morocco. With, you know, when that post came out, there was over 1 million views. It was going crazy, right? Even I myself was like, wow, this is awesome. And then come to find out that it really kind of wasn't that case. It's not that it's like, oh, that's messed up or shame on him or anything like that. He still provided and allowed people to stay there, which is awesome. Donated $1 million and is telling people that giving blood right now is serious and that it's going to help out tons of people from this earthquake. And I also saw a couple other videos. They're a little bit too long to post in here. I'm going to try to keep this video relatively short and just straight information for you guys. But people that were there when the earthquake struck, I want to say around 11:11 p.m. or 11:08 p.m. around there, that they didn't even feel the ground shake. They just like essentially felt and heard explosions going off like crazy. So that's also another thing to take into mind there from the tragedy that's going on. Okay, so rescuers that were there at the site, you've got UN out there. I believe Red Cross is on this as well. They were battling to find these survivors, and when they were going through the rubble, they were finding people that were still alive and trapped. And then, unfortunately, they were finding dead bodies, which, you know, the amount of it being over 2,700 and up is quite a bit. And there's a lot going on in the world right now. There was hurricanes going on, Pacific, Atlantic, down there by the Gulf. There you've got all these wildfires, but you know, I'm going to touch base on that right now from my previous videos. A lot of those were arsonists, and they caught them. They caught 79 people in Greece. They caught a dude in Calabria, Italy. The fires that happened in British Columbia were caused by arsonists, you know, and then not even going to touch base on the Maui one because people are saying of lasers and someone potentially started it or a down power line. There's a lot going on in Maui right now, so it's all of it is very touchy. Okay, so the south of Morocco in the Atlas Mountains is where they're finding it out. There's families that were living in a makeshift camp on a soccer field. Authorities were telling them that it could be a week before they could go home, but it's nice that they're actually allowing to have them there and to seek shelter, which is great because everything got completely decimated and destroyed, right? So there have been offers from help all around the world, but it is not clear how much aid is reaching those in need. So the United Nations, which is UN, what I touched base on maybe a minute ago, said that they offered their support, but Morocco was handling the response itself. On Sunday, dozens of Spanish rescuers arrived in Marrakesh after Morocco officially requested help. Morocco's King Mohammed also thanked Spain, Qatar, Britain, and the United Arab Emirates for sending aid, and then sending aid from the 6.8 magnitude quake that struck late on Friday. So it's a pretty gnarly earthquake. Now, where I live in the States out here, I experienced my first earthquake last year sometime, and I believe it happened around like 5 in the morning, right before I was getting ready to wake up to to go to work. And it felt like somebody was lightly shaking the bed frame. And I want to say that they said it was maybe a 4.8. And so, that's my first earthquake, and the number was like, oh wow. But then where I was at, could have been like an after effect or however far away I was from it. But it just felt like somebody was kind of shaking the bed frame. It definitely woke us up, which is, surreal in my first experience of an earthquake because, in Texas, I mean, there was around tornadoes all the time out there, and I was in Texas for 11 years. So as of the death toll from that Sunday afternoon, which was just 2 days after it happened, the state-run broadcaster said that there was over 2,200 death tolls with an estimated of 2,400 people injured. So, of course, those numbers are going to go up as the days go on, okay? There's a ton of fatalities. Like I said, as of now, they're saying over 2,700 fatalities, thousands of people injured. It's quite insane. And Cristiano Ronaldo, like I said, this episode is based off of like him and a little bit of information on the earthquake and everything going on. Now, he just didn't take to his social media and just say, oh, this is a tough time. He let people stay at the hotel. That is true. He also donated $1 million, which is true. And he was getting the support from the Moroccan football team out there. And people are donating blood to help out. Like, he is more than just trying to send out a tweet or a text. He's done a lot more than a lot of other people that I have seen recently that if you want to give them celebrity status or just because they're famous. I know some people of this caliber don't like to be called celebrities, which I completely understand because some people take as celebrities are assholes and most people don't want to be situated with that, i.e. Shaquille O'Neal doesn't want to be called a celebrity. He hates it, doesn't want to be put in that category because he himself has said that celebrities are assholes. So, and Shaq is a phenomenal person. So Cristiano Ronaldo's post that he did, he said, "My deepest condolences to the families and friends, all of those who have lost their lives in the earthquake in Morocco. I'm sending my love and prayers to all in Morocco at this very difficult time." Then it goes on to the $1 million that he donated, his hotel, the ongoing relief, letting them stay. Like I said, you've got Red Cross out there, UN, you've got Qatar, United Arab Emirates. Everyone else is sending support, which is phenomenal. Which, the way I'm looking at it now, speaking to you guys, is they are receiving aid a whole lot faster and in my opinion, a lot more than what happened in Maui. So a lot of people need to get the perspective and realize what's going on here, because, like, you know, I've talked about it on a previous episode, which you can go look at that, the Lahaina fire, about, you know, them trying to do the land grab and the Governor Green out there being super corrupt. Everybody knows about it. This is not anything new, but they're receiving a lot of aid more quickly, it seems like, from all these countries. Now, granted, Maui did receive, I think, $2 million from Japan as well, which is phenomenal too. I think they gave $2 million quicker than what the Biden administration sent over to Maui. I think they sent it a lot quicker. And this one right here, also to touch base on that, it says the UN on Sunday estimated that over 300,000 people have been affected by the earthquake, and it is climbing higher than that. So this earthquake was definitely serious. 6.8. Thousands of people lost their lives. Thousands of people are, you know, without homes and have been affected, and people trying to travel there, and the tourist lifestyle. So this last one that I want to read you guys here from the Morocco earthquake and the efforts to help, from an article that I was reading. This is where this goes to show you that you need to read multiple articles, not just go based off of something you see one time and what one person tells you. Okay, guys? So this one right here, it says law enforcement and aid workers, both Moroccan and international, have arrived in the region south of the city of Marrakesh that was the hardest hit by the magnitude on that Friday. Now, people were also saying on the ground through interviews that there were several aftershocks that happened and just made everything so much worse, which I completely understand, because typically after like an earthquake happens, there's usually aftershocks. Okay. Now, the residents in most of those places, they have been provided with supplies like food, water, a little bit of shelter. They can go somewhere with tents and stay somewhere. There was also, like, on the roads out there, because of the whole entire earthquake and everything that it caused, there's tons of boulders on these steep mountain roads that were blocking it. Nobody could get in and out, and they also had to remove those, so that took a while for that stuff to be removed off the roads to help with ongoing recovery efforts for these people. Now they're saying that the region is largely rural, made up of red rock mountains, glistening streams, and lakes, and that the earthquake shook most of Morocco and caused injury and death in other provinces, including Marrakesh. I'm going to pronounce this, but I'm probably going to butcher it. I think it's called Turudent, and I don't know this other one. Looks like it's maybe pronounced Chihawa. I don't know. Cichaoua. Definitely butchered that, but they're saying that those provinces were hit as well. So of the 2,900 deaths that were supposedly reported this Wednesday, which I'm recording this tonight, this is Thursday, 9/14. So as of 9/13, they're saying most of these, the 2,900 deaths that were recorded Wednesday, almost 1,700 of those were in Al Hawaz. I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly as well. Just correct me, okay? Don't eat me up. That was a region that has about 570,000 people, according to the census that they take, you know, every year in Morocco, or however long they take those census reports. In a certain village, residents say more than half the population died, which is a lot. The United Nations estimates that 300,000 people, which is what we were talking about 2 minutes ago, were affected, and the number is climbing every night, which is also what we touched base on. Most of the dead have already been buried. The government reports over 2,800 injuries. So I'm assuming by now that number is probably going to go over 3,000. I'm not 100% sure, but with everything going on, it's pretty up there. The Interior Ministry said that it was accepting search and rescue focused international aid from non-governmental organizations as well as Spain, Qatar, the UK, the United Emirates, bypassing offers from French President Emmanuel Macron and US President Joe Biden. So a lot of people are giving their efforts. Red Cross went to one of their emergency funds that they have, right? I don't know how many of these that they have, but they immediately went there and donated $1 million to help with the disaster emergency fund relief. Okay. So a lot of people are helping out. This story is ongoing. There's tons of news crews on the ground over there already trying to capture it, of course. So just kind of like stay in the loop, do your best to just kind of like follow along here and there and just to kind of see where it goes. And if there's anything that anybody can do to help, try to find a legit source that you can donate to that is going to go straight to the families and not into the hands, as Oprah said. So, this is, it's crazy. There's a lot of things going on right now. You've got the floods in Libya that I'm going to cover. You've got this earthquake that happened. You've got the fire in Maui. It's essentially like all these elements in the world coming all at once at this time. And then, Florida got hit with a hurricane. SoCal got hit with a hurricane. And then now you've got 2 hurricanes in the Atlantic right now, I believe, that are developing. So there's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now. So again, I appreciate you guys for tuning in to this one. This one had, like I said, this one was with Cristiano Ronaldo and what is essentially going on with the over there in Marrakesh, Morocco, with relief efforts and what he's done, and kind of shed some light on that. Let me know down below if you guys like this episode, if you feel that I did a good job and I earned your, for you to sub or like or comment, turn on notifications to stay tuned for other episodes. I'd appreciate it. And like I said, leave a comment down below, see what you want me to go over next or talk about or open up on a podcast or possibly get a guest on the show. I appreciate it, and I will catch you at the next one.